Welcome to everybody. Welcome to my presentation of the Master of Science in Electrical Engineering. After a short introduction, I would like to talk about our master and our offer, and then some consideration about the professional skills and what you can do at the end of our courses and when you get the degree. I would like to underline some consideration about the strengths of our electrical engineering courses. So, first of all, some information about me. I'm the coordinator of the board of the study in electrical engineering. I'm a lecturer in electrical engineering science and applied electromagnetism at the Master of Science. And you can see my email. Please don't hesitate to contact me for any other question about the courses, if you have some doubts after the presentation. If you just also want to write in the chat your questions in order to have the question at the end of my presentation. And also I would like to say that in the afternoon you can also have you can also contact also me and other colleagues for consulting activity if you need other information. So the role of the electrical engineering is crucial, is one of the key elements in the so-called decarbonization process. The electrical engineering has to manage, has to design a system where we have, if you look at the picture, when you have in one side the so-called supply side, we have a traditional generation based on fuels, so the so-called not renewable energy. Mixed also with the renewable sources like photovoltaics or eolic or energy from sea and so on. In the other side, we have the so-called demand side. So we have mobility, electrical mobility. In 2050, the European Commission plans that 65% of the mobility will be with electric cars. We have houses, industries, so all the system that supply electrical energy, and all these systems, in particular electric vehicles, have some storage system. The possibility to have storage allows to increment the quantity of the energy produced by renewable energy. So in order to connect sources to the supply to demand side, we need to manage a network. And this network is a transportation and distribution network, needed to be intelligent, to be smart. So in this scenario, the role of the electric energy is very important. In particular, in the last year, but this will be the future. Electrical engineering are very important in the transportation, in mobility. For example, in this picture, in the side of the slide, you can see a truck which is moving along a road, and the recharge is without contact. For example, this is one of the projects that we are developing at the Politecnico in our department in these years. This is the so-called not wired, so wireless power transfer. And so e-mobility in our idea is very important, and you can see later that one of the courses is devoted to e-mobility. So talking about the Master of Science program, we have a first year which is in common with the other path. In the first year, we have applied electromagnetism, which is my subject. So some deep knowledge about electrical machines. We study static and dynamic behavior. machine design, which is mainly devoted to the mechanical, to have also to put inside the curriculum or the curricula of the electrical engineer also contents about mechanical engineer. In the second semester, we have electrical drives, energy system, power system. So the first year is in common with the three parts. The first part is the power systems design. This part is for people that want to, for example, want to design electrical plants. And so we have a first semester where we study electrical energy static conversion, which is this topic is important because any renewable source is connected to the network, to the grid by a static converter. We have not a direct connection with the grid, but we need a power electronics for provide the connection, the control of the renewable energy. We have the electric power distribution and utilization network, and in the second semester we study electrical system and safety. Safety is very important for electrical engineer, and electric plant design. And the thesis. In the second path, we study we're mainly devoted to the study power electronics. So we have the electrical energy conversion, and the first semester is similar to the previous path. But in the second semester, we have two courses. One is laboratory of power converters, and the second is propulsion of hybrid electrical vehicles. Is in our course in the first year. Our degree is I have to say that is in Italian, and only the second year is in English. So the third path is the path regarding the electrical engineer that has to manage the total system, so supply and demand side. This path is called e-mobility and smart grids. So in this path, we have a first semester with a smart electricity system and power electronics devoted for e-mobility, so dedicated for e-mobility. And the second semester, we have a course regarding the electrification, so the electrical transition, sustainability and economics, and the course of propulsion of hybrid and electrical vehicles. We have also a basket of free credits where you can, for example, have exams like a renewable energy system or energy and environmental design of buildings, and all the other courses that you have seen in the parallel path. So you can choose a path, but you can also choose as free credits also other topics from the other path. Regarding the final thesis, you can see in this picture that the topics are very, very different one from the other. So electrical engineer is a specific engineer, but its application are very used in many sectors. So we can say that electrical engineer is vertical, but also is horizontal, like because it can work in many industry, in many sectors. Regarding mobility, of course, we have some restriction next year, in particular in the first semester. Incoming and outgoing will be stopped for the first semester of the next year, but we hope to start again the second semester. But anyway, we have when the mobility will start. Of course, I talk with mobility in presence, mobility in a remote way. Of course, it will be possible. But talking about the mobility in presence in a remote way, we have 28 universities that we have an exchange program with us. One of our as I said, important investment that we have done in the last year regard laboratories. We have teaching laboratories where the students can apply what they study and what they study in the classroom. Of course, also in this case, for the access of laboratory for the first semester of the next year will be a little bit difficult, but we are trying to allow people to come to laboratory for doing experimental activity. And we have invested a lot in order to allow to everybody to make experiments. Not only teaching laboratory, we have also a very important research laboratory. This laboratory is mainly dedicated to technological transfer for doing a European project. But is not only devoted and can be used only by teachers or by PhD, but in this laboratory, for example, we do master thesis. And okay, regarding the professional skills, as I said, the electrical engineer is an engineer that is devoted to electrical energy production, to the transmission distribution of electrical energy, to the automation of electrical drives, and to the electrical energy conversion and control for the final use of the energy. Talking about our strength points. In this World University Rankings that collect about 1,000 universities around the world, our position, like electrical engineering, we are in the 38th position in the world, in the 12th position in Europe, in the second position is in Italy. So it's in my opinion, quite a good position in this World University Ranking. Then some strong points regarding the possibility that an electrical engineer can found in when he finish his life inside the university when he get the degree. This report, unfortunately, is in Italian, but it's quite easy to read the number. In this report, which was done last year by the Council of the Engineering in Italy, they said that the technicians that are lost in Italy are the engineering in electrical engineering. We provide only 2.4% of the people that get a degree in electrical engineering, and the possibility to find a job in this field is 3 times the number of electrical engineers that we are able to produce inside the university. This consideration is strictly linked to another important strong points, that the electrical engineering gets the best salary in Italy compared to the other engineering. And I think that is quite important in order to make a good choice. So finally, we have a Facebook page where we try to get in contact with other students. For example, I've used this page in order to try to have a so-called of streaming during the celebration of the degree, in order to reach family and friends. And so of course I suggest to link with this page to have information. And finally, what I can say is, before to answer your question, is to say that electrical engineering is you can be electrical engineering application in the past. We live in electrical world. Every app instance in our world is supplied by electrical energy, but it's also the energy of the future. Talking about, for example, e-mobility. Talking about the possibility to increase the renewable energy. So I finished.